My name is Sascha and I'm 28 years old. I'm a full-time musician, most commonly a wedding singer. Currently single, renting in a share house, and have been a client with Parada Property for about 3 or 4 months. I was getting to a point where I had some savings saved up and was starting to look at investing as a way to grow wealth and set myself up for a better future. And so it was about that time that I was getting into potentially real estate for the first time. Had a chat with Kieran, and that was the decision to get into property for the first time and buy my first investment. Yeah, so a bit of a backstory, which I think is relevant here. But the story goes, a couple of years ago, I was on a TV show called Australian Idol and was over in Sydney shooting the show and met this girl from WA named Beck, and we went on to hit it off as friends and start a duo. And then a couple months later, she was playing an engagement party and then a wedding for this guy named Kieran. And she ended up chatting to those two, and I found out he was a buyer's agent. And this is about 2 years into starting my business. So we teed up a strategy call and I had a chat to Kieran. I immediately felt like I was aligned with his strategy, particularly because he focuses on high yielding properties. It's a low risk approach that helps you sleep at night for people like me, because if you are self-employed or like in a situation where your income might fluctuate, like the blue chip, like heavily negatively geared thing, I think is like what makes a lot of people come unstuck. So that was like the strategy that stood out to me. In only the last 3 or 4 months since working with Parada, I've been able to secure 4 properties, and we were able to move quickly because I've worked really closely with Kieran and set out a strategy and a list of goals for the short term and also the long term. We've purchased 4 properties in a 3-month period. The main thing that stood out about Kieran's strategy is all of those properties have been a 7+% yield. All properties now that are, as a group, worth about $1 million, the portfolio, and that's generating nearly $2,000 a week. So one that springs to mind is a property that we bought in Melbourne CBD on William Street. It's a 1-bedroom apartment. The seller paid $385K for it, and we got it for $275 a couple of months ago. The reason it stands out is it was renting for $500 as soon as we bought in, and our property manager told us that we could raise that rent to $570 within the first 3 months of owning it, which is over a 10% yield. So I think like building a team around you that are really experienced in what they do and have gone in the direction that you want to go. So Kieran and Mackenzie being successful investors and having already gone the way that I wanted to go, it's worth committing to working with those people long term, and paying their fees is worth the advice, because compared to the opportunity cost of sitting around on your thumbs and not doing anything, it definitely becomes worthwhile. And I think like, even if you're not in a position where you have the savings to get started, you can always educate yourself, and that has never been easy to do with the internet now.